What up, YouTube? It is I am me, Yasha23. So it looks like this video is really sucky. You know, I'm working on getting like a really great camera. But, anywho, the topic of this video today is none other than the mathematics of manifestation. So, I was sitting by myself, thinking in my mind, in my head, what would be the mathematical equation of manifestation in terms of the mathematics of life, right? And I have to look at things in such deep perspectives and patterns. Remember, I told y'all I'm a Virgo rising. So I have to analyze situations and thoughts and patterns and perspectives in terms of sequences of situations and scenarios so that I understand it well and then I can mesh with it, right? So, when we talk in terms of manifestation, there is a series of events that takes place, and every single manifestation story or testimony, if you will, kind of denotes the exact same circumstances and situations. Now, the manifestation of those individuals, which would be presumed as miracle, experience these connotations on a higher level, on a higher plane, right? However, nonetheless, any time that an individual has ever walked into a breakthrough, or a blessing, or a manifestation, manifest action, or a situation that was presumed to happen by way of destiny itself, had to have experienced these form of events. Now, when I talk about this, I want you to really tap in and chime in to the idea that every single time that manifestation is taking place, these are the cycles and the rhythms and the riddles of the universe that'll make it make sense. Now, I understand something. I understand riddles and parables a lot better. And I understand why certain doctrines teach in rhythms and parables better. Because when there's a flow of a frequency of a level of curriculum understanding, it can simply flow and become liquid in the understander's mind space. So, mathematics and manifestation. So, any two time that I've ever been in a position where my back was against the wall and I really need to manifest something. See, the power of manifestation works just as well and just the same in terms of just wanting something. Ooh, let's get this out. In terms of just wanting something, right? But when there's a dire need or a desperation for a situation or a certain thing, in terms of manifestation, it really shoots a wave frequency of endorphins that says to the universe that I am in a magnetic, gravitational, energetic mind space to pull the affirmations that I see and is designed within me to feel, see, visualize, be, take action upon, and understand, love, and feel. You know what I'm saying? So, but anywho, anytime that I've had to, or I've wanted a manifestation to come in terms of my life or a situation I was going through, there first had to be a level of division. There first had to be a level of divisory or division, or a divide within a circumstance, people, person, place, or thing that I would have needed or deemed to have needed at a period of time that would have said, okay, there is a need or necessity of a manifestation of a thing. For example, I remember probably about, I don't know, maybe a year ago, I was in a situation where I kind of had a vehicle problem. You know what I'm saying? And so, all I could think about at that time was I really need to be able to um, push my chariot. I need to be able to travel. Boom. That was a level of manifestation, but there was also a level of division because the vehicle that I had just had began to break down and it was no longer active, and it was requiring more money to activate the vehicle than it did for me to even, pay the fees and the notes and what have you on the actual car. The car was becoming more expensive than the actual note. That was a problem. That was division, right? There was division because after first having an experience that worked for me, or a thing or a person or a place or an experience that worked for me originally, there has been a devise. There has been something that has been divided, from my situation, for which that has put me in a place of perhaps destitute need. All right. So now the division has taken place because, remember, something has been subtracted from my life. Something has been a subtraction. Some form of subtraction has taken place within the material dynamic of my 3D existence, and I feel the shift. I feel what it feels like to need to get from point A to point B. I feel the division of the subtraction of something that I need. Right? So now that I'm in a position where I am dealing with a division, something has been divided from my life due to it having been subtracted from my material existence, and I need it. I am in a place of need. Now, desire and or need is two different things. I desire to be wealthy. However, I need to be able to get from point A to point B successfully at this place, at this form, at this time, at this format of time, right? At this space of time, right? These are realities, all right? So, boom. Then, because I'm going through subtraction, now I'm going to have to deal with a fraction of what I have now, based upon, a whole part or a whole portion or a whole vehicle or a whole person or a whole place or a whole thing that I originally began with before. Now, because there has been a division based upon there being a subtraction, I am dealing with a fraction and have to work with a fraction of what I had before. And I'm still within the need, right? Manifestation, right? Manifest action. Now, two things can happen. I can realize I'm in a position or a situation where I am at a fraction. Something is fractorially divided and subtracted from my situation that I need. These are facts, right? I can do two things. There is a dynamic where I can switch my level of thinking, right? And I can remove the idea that I need such a thing and believe that my subtractions and my division and me actually being in a reality to have to deal with fractions will eventually become an addition to my life. I have to eventually believe that all things will be added unto me. I have to believe that. For manifestation to take its course, I have to believe that I am worthy of the addition of the thing that had been divided and subtracted, and the thing that I'm having to deal with being without due to having to have it, a fraction of it, or a fraction of the situation that'll make me be able to move forward and progress. I am at a state of fractorial. Now, I can switch my dynamic and believe that in my mind I already have the addition to what had been subtracted. And now I am at access. Now, I can do that in my mind, or there's another dynamic. I can look at the situation as if, because I was in a position where I had already had a vehicle, and there was a division based upon a subtraction, and I'm having to deal with the fractions of the situation, I could put myself in a position where I just give up and I don't even care, and I don't even want to manifest anything, and I don't even want to believe in the idea that addition can happen, because there has already been division, there has already been subtraction, and there has already been me having to also deal with the fraction of me not having the division and the subtraction thing, the material that has been divided from my life. Person, place, or thing, you pick. So then brings the interesting dynamic based upon thought pattern. This is interesting in the mathematical equation, because once we get to the idea that I could choose positive or negative in terms of the thought pattern of this experience, no matter whether it was positive or negative, everything happens for me, not to me, right? So as I choose which positive or negative addition that I'm going to add to what is a fraction of my situation, that addition could also be multiplied and amplified within my existence. So if I choose to believe in a positive frequency of perspective in a situation that I no longer have a car, but I'm going to be added a vehicle at some point, someplace, sometime, I believe that I'm going to be added, this thing is going to be added unto me, period. I am manifesting such a thing, even in my division, even in my subtraction of it, even in my fraction of dealing with what I have to deal with, or the fraction of dealing with this, or the fraction of what I have based upon what I had past tense. Future tense versus past tense versus present tense, right? Okay. Now, if I believe that the addition is positive, then I begin to multiply in that additional positive thought pattern and format of thinking. And then when things are multiplied, they're amplified, remember? You feel me? But when the addition is a negative thought pattern perspective, right? Then that is a decline, that is a steadily decline, because if when you put a negative thought with a positive thought, the negative thought is automatically going to be the leading factor of the problem. You feel me? So if I got -1 plus +1, the ending of the problem is going to become -2. That's just how mathematics go. That's how the rhythm and the cycle and the rules of mathematics. Everything has rules in life. You feel me? So if I partake in the idea that because I'm dealing with division based upon a subtraction, based upon a fraction of a thing that I now have to live within the existence of, if I choose to look at that situation as a negative addition to my life, then the multiplication of the negative addition will begin to increase, and it will multiply and it will amplify, right? So this is the mathematics of manifestation, and you seen it here first. You will never see this. They probably gonna steal my shit, but y'all better let them know that low key did it first. I am Yasha 23. I love y'all.